What up, my freaks? Ruinous Insight here with part 31 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Grimgor Ironhide campaign. So as we saw last time, we have finally acquired Skarsnik, who has a smattering of territories down near 8 Peaks, and what looks like only WAAAGH remains to be confederated. I'd like to get him on the team before the campaign is over, and it's certainly approaching as there are very few enemies remaining that actually threaten us, and frankly, we're spread out along pretty much the entire map at this point, just like the presence in the Badlands from WAAAGH, and otherwise, yeah, we're nearly there, folks, so let's enjoy what we've got left for a little while longer. Anyway, let's see what we got to do this time around. Now, Grimgor, you and Mr. Grommy were going to take this place, I think. Yeah, so by the looks of it, there's a lot of weak stuff there, and it's only a tier 3 summon. We might be able to auto-resolve this, because there's a lot of other battles to consider, and frankly, maybe we'll send Grom and Nobber to deal with the Glade of Eternal Midnight, such that Grimgor can finally leave, maybe duel Vlad, and then see about, well, whatever else it is that he has to do. Let's try something along those lines. So Grimgor, you're gonna go right, I don't know, here. Somewhere, doesn't really matter, like right there. Just wanted to give him as much distance as possible. Then, are you at war with anybody? You are not so grommy. Let's see if we can auto this. War begins for you, good sir. Declare war. Declare war, I should say. Call your allies to help now, thank you. Alright, let's see what we're looking at. Close victory, medium casualties, and yeah, okay, good. This time we're free to do this. Even our giants won't get killed by virtue of the fact that most of the enemy troops are just basic garbage, so. And just thought to resolve this, we got other things to fight, things that we've not seen like 50 times already. Alright, and we could sack it, but do we care enough to sack it, I guess is the question. On the other hand, it's already a low settlement, low-tier settlement. Maybe just sack it. Yeah, for it. I'm a little bit more hesitant on very high tier settlements because capturing something at tier 5 immediately is great, but if it was already at tier 3, it's not a big enough deal for us to be concerned with it. Alright, you're gonna go into Give It Here, and then we'll do some building there in a little bit. Mr. Nobber, I would like you to come down here then. And we'll swap you out with Grimgor. Nobber will work together with Grom again. He used to work with him after all to head over to the Glade of Eternal Midnight, and that'll actually make it a much more difficult fight than if Grimgor was there to do all their work. Grimgor will head to try to duel Vladi, as I think Castle Drakenhof is probably going to be the final point, the final battle of this campaign. We'll have Grimgor take it, because everywhere else I don't really see anything else that threatens us. There's still Archaon, but let's face it, this isn't really worth taking like 30 turns to come up here with Grimgor and deal with him, you know what I mean? Although this little army that's in march stance is tempting. Who are you? You are a vassal of the Decadent Host, who we are not at war with, and in fact they kind of like us, though they don't like our best friend, Mr. Scarby. I mean, we could declare war on them just to fight this, but on the other hand, do we care about him up there? I guess if inevitably he will start fighting Scarby, we might. There was another little army out here. Who are you? Okay, you're actually a vassal of Archaon, so you we probably should attack. Alright, well, Spite Blood Reaper, let's do this in order, and then we'll figure out what we gotta do. You, sir, are gonna head to Trantio, so let's pop you into raiding stance for now, and start approaching it like so. And then hopefully, yeah, we got your WAAAGH for another 6 turns, so we should be able to take that. And we might even grab some of those dwarfen territories as well, possibly even to trade some of them to our pestilent little friends. Now, there are a pile of Ereness's pirates here. I suppose if we take via Datsa, then we can sail out of it and catch them. Even if they go from Aragliano, it won't matter. So I think that's probably the way that we'll want to do it. So Mr. Snorko, go into Begins, head to via Datsa, and then we'll follow you with Mr. Vicious here. despicable as he is. And Pyrrhic victory, eh? Interesting. War Banner will put on you, because technically the pump wagons have range attacks as well, and then the leadership, I guess, can go to maybe the other pump wagon. I don't think anything here is super reliable to route. Put on the pump wagon. And we do tend to put those pump wagons in pretty dangerous situations. You can't reach them anyway. Okay, fine. If it's just go into raiding stance, go outside via Daza, we'll quickly auto that. It does have defenses, but against 2 armies, I don't think it's worth our time or effort. Let's auto that, and maybe with our armies damaged. Oh, wait, this is certainly a consideration. Wait, sack this because we're going to reoccupy in a second. And we're going to trade it afterwards, so it does not matter what level we capture it at. Although we do capture it at 3 anyway. Sometimes that ability seems to work, and then other times it doesn't. Wherein we capture it at the higher level that the orcs can. I wonder why. Whether it's a bug or if there's something I don't understand about the actual interaction of it. Anyway, you're going to go here. We have enough vampiric corruption so that we have to stay in raiden camp. So yeah, just stay here, the 2 of you, and then capture those guys and destroy them if you can. And a little army here might be able to reinforce, might not, depending how their stances do for them. Alright, let's see. Arachnic Spider Claw, you're damaged and you're heading out to destroy the rest of the Empire. So move southward. Southeastern, rather. And we'll head towards Ostermark, which appears to still be alive. The rest of this appears to be scavened or beastmanned up, so... Yeah, Gorkill Gutstabba. Hey, you, sir, are trying to get towards Mr. Carl, and you finally have your new units, which is lovely. I'm going to take away your Hydra so that you can auto-resolve without it constantly getting wrecked. Which is a bit of a shame, but it's okay. Not a big deal. Sorry, Hydra. We're gonna take you and the Orc Biggins, and we need to lose one other thing. I guess we'll lose one of the troll units. A little bit of a shame that we couldn't get the, we can get the bile trolls. I would have liked those. But we don't have access to them. Just one bile troll. Please, game. In fact, I just want to double check that Wolfric still does not have access to them. No, he has Norscan ice trolls, but no bile trolls yet. And frankly, even the ice trolls cost us 77 allegiance. The amount of allegiance for that is just obnoxious. But oh well, this is about as strong as Gorkill Gutstabba's army is likely to be, and we got all of these bonus support units. Now, Bloodwrack Shrine and a Blood Shrine of Khorne alone are going to be a huge swing in effectiveness, massively increasing the attack prowess of all of those trolls, and their leadership as well. Alrighty, Rogue Idol Fairy, I guess you're just staying here near the Glade of Eternal Midnight. Oglok the Boreable, you are probably going to attack Hargoth while he's in march stance. Varag Legbiter. Should probably send you down to Calavid Valley, eh? I'm a little bit concerned about all of those. Well, I guess it's not a defensive place, so we would have room to maneuver. I actually don't know whether this army would win it. How would they bring down the piles of spawn? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Calavid. And go right there. Not near it, though. Like so. And I guess we'll go back for Dromere Valley after all. Or we could just raise a temporary lord and have him do that. Goblin Great Shaman. Oh, actually, no, you're Shroom Grower. How about something that isn't super useful? Let's get a war boss. You, Maggot. Do it. And move into raiding stance, I guess, and grab Dromere Valley. Why waste a full army's turn on that, right? Alrighty. Mr. Hargoth. It's Hargroth. It was Hargroth all along. Alright, we're gonna attack you now. Let's see, we have Smash 'em Fast. I believe we were starting to go through the buffs for Mr. Oglok himself. And we might as well buff his little minion friends. Oh, you got back on your feet now, nice. Let's get that... I mean, I guess we could go for Battle Leader, but we might as well get to the boss of the field as soon as possible, because that's a buff to all of the orcs here. Yeah. Just a straight buff to all the orc units. Back on your feet as well. And then lastly, you, my friend, and Giblet Face Smasher, Arcane Conduit. Easy pick. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's switch you into Go Fast stance. Actually, WAAAGH Begins doesn't actually make you go faster. It does make you charge harder, though, so kind of similar. Hargoth. You are at war with Sarthoriels, Everwatchers, and Exiles of Khorne. Exiles of Khorne, we will join your war against... we can't actually directly do that? Wait. It's because... that's really interesting that you can't do that. Because they're not at war with us, but we are at war with Archaon, who is their master. I guess we straight up attack them anyway. Oh, wait, is he near to... Oh, wait, we might be able to fight some Nurgle units at the same time. Oh, that would be fantastic. Wait, declare war. Don't call your allies to help, no, it's fine.
Deny.
Are we actually able to? Are you gonna come along and play? Yes, they are gonna come along and play. Oh, that's much more exciting than I was expecting. I'm happy with this, let's get to it. Alrighty, here we go again. The Boar Boys have been having plenty of fun in Norsca. Lots of enemies to fight, and here we can fight the units, or the Nurglite forces together with some Norskins as well. Probably Nurgle-corrupted Norskins, I would imagine. But anyway, here we go. Let's see. We've got about a minute and 30 seconds until the second stack moves on to the field, or half stack moves on to the field and reinforces. The Forsaken, the Beast of Nurgle, and the Furies there will probably reach our battle lines quite quickly as they are faster moving. As far as Nurgle units are concerned. And oh, Feral Manticore is going to come down. Oh, I like this color scheme on the Feral Manticore, actually. I think it's my favorite color scheme for the Feral Manticore. It looks quite natural. Nice. It certainly matches the rest of the army. I think I like this color scheme in general for them. But anyway, stop praising the enemy. Here they come. Lots of Fimir Stalkers to take care of. We'll see how they fare against our units of Boars and Biggins. The enemy Lord is also in the middle of this and is probably going to be having a pretty bad time against our Lords and Heroes. Over in the rest of the battle, we've got a few Boars arriving. Two of them actually managed to catch one of the enemy Feral Manticores and should be able to rip it apart fairly quick. The Pork Boys in particular. Over on this side, Marauder Horsemen are being chased and will obviously be destroyed as they have not too much of a chance against the Boars. Here come the rest of the Boars, which have moved around the enemy army and are now amidst their back line. Obviously, the enemy doesn't have much in the way of range units other than those Marauder Horsemen, which will get bogged down and destroyed, and then we'll be able to hit the enemy melee units in the back at the same time. The enemy isn't able to really leverage the abilities of those Fimir Stalkers, which are pretty damn decent units in this particular situation, as well. They ain't stalking anything, because the Boars are everywhere. Alright, and it looks like the Norscan army is in very, very bad shape. Sort of a lightning strike fast damage attack from our side, as most of them are already crumbling away. Fortunately for them, their reinforcements are arriving. Furies are in, Forsaken are in, and the Biggins have something of a fight on their hands. Against these two damage dealers, though perhaps with the armor on the Forsaken, the Furies would have been better off waiting until the Forsaken took the charge from the Biggins and then moved in to hit them in the back instead. But hey, what can you expect from the AI? Alright, more of our Biggins moving forward to counteract this new threat. Gotta be careful a little bit with our Boar Boys, which are getting bogged down now, and we don't want them necessarily fighting all those Forsaken. I'd rather wait for them to get bogged down fighting our own Biggins and then hit them in the sides and the back. Fortunately, there's more Boar Boys, plenty more Boar Boys, where that came from. And these guys were chasing around the enemy Marauder Horsemen, but will now surround and start attacking those Beasts of Nurgle. The change that SFO does to the Beasts of Nurgle, making them 4 smaller units instead of a single entity, is also really great. Makes these units much, much more effective. Almost like Monstrous Infantry, and can support a Nurglite line quite well. I appreciated the change. Alright, but the Nurglite forces won't have much more to appreciate as the bounce power shifts to about 90% in our favor. Just a little bit more of those Forsaken and demons to work through, but by the looks of it, we massively outnumber what remains. All the beasts of Nurgle are completely surrounded by boar boys from every direction, and they're poking away with their spears. Alright, down goes another Beast of Nurgle and another, and this one's about to fall as well, I'm sure. By the looks of the weird movements, the units of Forsaken are attempting to run away, so it's just a matter of bringing down the last of the beasts, and the battle will be ours. It looks like it worked fairly well in damaging / basically destroying the Norscan army before their Nurglite reinforcements got here. As with all the poison and the addition of those monstrous infantry, the Norscan army would have been a lot more effective than they were able to be here. Anyway, I believe that's it. There's a little bit of chasing to do in the form of the enemy Forsaken, as well as the enemy Lord and whatnot. We can do that off screen. Alright, and there we go. Once again, Oglock's army gives the enemy what for, or should I say what boar. We've certainly been getting a lot of the battles centered around the boar army this late into the campaign. Kind of interesting, and well, I'm not complaining. We should probably eat those captives because we'll have to auto-resolve the remnants of the enemy here at the Monolith Verilok. We'll occupy it, but we will transfer it over to Scarbrand afterwards. I'll resolve that, and do we even bother sacking it for 10k? You know, I'm a little bit worried that we won't be able to actually come back to it as we don't have a lot of movements. We'll loot and occupy it instead. Alright, we don't really care about the level. And we'll build some stuff up for eventual transferage to Scarby. And oh, would you look at that? Warhost of the Apocalypse is nearby. And that's a lovely, lovely thing. And because we were going to kill them off and they were annoying us, so we might as well strike them while they are striking at Azagh's territories. Lovely. Grievous. Now, the question as to what to do with the youth. Technically, we should fight at Serpent Jetty. But at the same time, if we do, we'll be damaged, and Kugath Plaguefather will... We suffer attrition here, which is also a problem. Yeah, we really need another army here. Oh, ranged army. Magadalich. I was going to send you around this way, but I think we'll send you to help with Kugath. Though, I don't know how effective your army will be against the forces of Nurgle. We'll see. At the very least, they're going to be slow, and we'll give them a little bit of their own medicine with all the poisons on these guys. Though we should keep an eye on our Scryer allies and see if we can't build more stuff from them. You are heading out to this island, which is a sea corpse. We're going to just go right beside it. And we can't switch stances, so we'll do that next time around. And there's more islands to grab afterwards. Double check on that stance, though. Yeah, no. No dice. Okay, that was Leroy Jenkins. Alright, who's next? Krugga Armbreaker, you're just following the other spider army, the Forest Gabos, to reinforce the Forest Gabos, so continue on your path southward. And Zaja Rotgut, who are you again? Ah, yes, Azag. You were still besieging Erengrad, though perhaps it's time that we just attack it. Perhaps it's time indeed. Alrighty, we'll keep an eye on you for a second. Grotzlik, you should be able to kill off Munzig with great ease, so please do so. I mean, this isn't really an army, and I mean, it is an army, and it's actually a pretty good army, but in the sense that we don't really care about it. It's just here to make sure that these territories that we occupied remain ours. Loot and occupy the place as well, since we're not keeping it either. And we'll get a bunch more items, and then we'll not collect the income, we'll repair, we'll build up a muster fields, and we'll repair, and then we'll trade it. Probably trade it to Arcan. He doesn't like us all that much. But I'm also kind of disinclined to bother with fighting him. It's just not necessary. And he's not strong enough to actually threaten us. Alright, what else do we have here? Zedjarod. Alright, we'll move you and Azag together. I keep forgetting. Yeah, there's too many names now of the various heroes and lords, and now I don't know who's who anymore. Now, you, Krakatrihaga, you're at Belava. Now, we could move southward towards Kislev, and that's probably worth a little, 54k. And raise it. Once again, we're not looking to hold on to it. Or, I guess if we were to take Kislev, we could take Gerslev and Kermoka and then link up these two territories, which are a little bit far from each other. Nah, fine. I mean, once again, there's no real need to do it, but I would like all these territories to be like a separate little empire within an empire sort of thing. So I guess you're going to besiege. What do they have here? Oh, wow, they have an elemental bear. They have a pretty good army, I have to say. Would you even be able to handle that? I don't know. But you can besiege it and give it a try. And we'll see. And Gorkil, wait, if you stay here, would you be able to get some reinforcements going? And valiant defeat, yeah, it's certainly a concern. It's certainly a concern, but, well, we'll see. Start besieging this. We're sieging Kislev all over the place nowadays, I guess. And Gorkil, just build some cheap stuff to come in as a reinforcement. And I guess that cheap reinforcement stuff is gonna be the Force Goblin Spider Riders, because they can move in quick. We already have some here as well, so they'll sort of match this army. Another one of those temporary forces that we're just using to hold on to territories and that we got via Confed. Alright, who's up next? Azag, I guess it is you after all, together with Zedjarod. Let's see if Erengrad will be allowing us to do a cinematic or whether it will not. First of all, we will level, then we will attack. You have Foot of Gork maxed out. We could get a point in air. Oh, you don't have Headbutt? That's the most useful one, but I think for a single point we'll still go for Air We Go, because we can buff up a ton of units. We could maybe spend some scrap on some of these units, but the thing is I don't know which of them we're actually keeping, and certainly which of them we're keeping in this army. So we're just gonna get Brace on your feet for you. And we're just gonna keep leveling and doing this in the current form. Stalker, you have Scavenge, which is okay. We'll want to get the biggest T for you, but otherwise, you're good to go. I think there's another hero moving around. No, that's you. Okay. So you're where you're supposed to be as well. Good. You have Riders buffed. I don't know what your army is going to look like, so I think that's irrelevant right now. Let's go for this. Banner of Swiftness. We'll put you on Azag, and then we'll put the Banner of Eternal Flame on one of the giants, say the middle giant. I guess we could actually put it on one of the heroes. That's probably better. And they can reposition themselves considerably faster than the giant, typically speaking, as the giants tend to get stuck a little bit more than the Arachnaroks do. Anyway, Battle 2. Alright, gate health unfortunately is at 16,000, so we're going to have to do this manually. Oh well, no big deal. Manual fights on occasion aren't the worst thing in the world either. Start deployment, please. Black Orcs, I guess you're heading up the walls, and maybe we should send them all up the walls. Yeah, we can send them all up the walls. You drop that. And wait, are any of the lords walking on foot? Are you on foot or are you on a dog? Oh no, you're on. Alright, fine. We'll pop you in the ram. And then we'll follow along with some of these fast movers as well. Okay, you can stay back because you're gonna get wrecked by the towers. In fact, you can hide back there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Alright, all of you head towards the gate. Azag, you're going to head towards the wall. I would like you to... I would like one of you to drop a tower, and then you Black Orcs take the tower instead. Then... maybe we should keep one of these on the tower. Then again, I suppose they could, you know what, nah, it's a waste of time. Do this, and then we'll do that. You guys can just move behind the towers and go up the towers as needed, when needed. Now, I'm pretty sure one tower can go here. So it should be something 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah, something like this. Just get at least some distance between each other, and that's it other than Azag and... Oh, damn it, I didn't mean to move you. Boars. Boars always on my mind. Alright, you. Azag gonna be group 1, you guys are gonna be group 2. And start battle, and go. Yeah, okay, I calculated that correctly. And everybody else get onto that gate. The lightning towers are gonna be hurting us. So we need to be prepared to take damage here. Ah, okay, leave Azag alone. And there's those lightning towers firing. Still missing them bony boys, but what can you do? Alright, Wind of Death we will save for the fight here, hopefully. And, ooh, they're gonna try to fire at the Black Orc Big Boss. Interesting. What do we have out here? Cossars and crossbows. Take the crossbows, because they have less of a chance of actually fighting you. Alright, everybody else heading to that gate. It's gonna take a while for the Night Goblin Archers to reach it as well. Night Goblin Archers? You weren't moving. What gives? Oh, and what the heck are you? What is this? Oh, go for the gate, you bunch of idiots. Alright, in fact, the gate might go down before the others reach it. We shall see, we shall see. We'll save Azag's Art Armor for a little bit. Towers, get ready. Too bad we don't have another flyer. Yeah, that gate's going down, there's no need. You guys drop the ram and set up back here. Alright, everybody else will be through, other than Azag, of course, in a few seconds, and you can send the Boar Boys there as well. Alright, charge on through. Azag, leave this and go after the Hag Mother, while the rest of them stream in and go after the Warbear Riders. Alright, buff everybody up and attack. Azag, do you want to buff everybody up as well? I don't really care about the Winged Lancers as much, but I do care about the Hag Mother, so attack her. Lovely. Black Orcs are nearly there. We're gonna set up our archers as well, and we got reinforcements arriving, so let's get them on in here to help in a few seconds. Alright, do we have any spells that we want to drop? Some pikes that are, not super concerning. You know what, this is probably a good time for Here We Go, and buff everybody up. Won't do anything for our Black Orcs because I was too impatient, but oh well. Azag, do you want to win a death yet? I'll say by the looks of it, no. Use your Gaze of Nagash on the Hag Mother. Probably should have done that from up high, actually. Oh, wow, oh, okay. No, I thought he used that on the ground and it was completely useless. But no, he did something with it. Not as much as I'd like, but something. Alright, let's hit that Hag Mother with another Spirit Leech. How's the damage? Gotta be careful of the Giants getting focused down by those enemy range units. Some of our Night Goblin Archers are also taking damage, but that was always bound to happen. Alright, head on in. We got more reinforcements on the way as well. In fact, I would say plenty of reinforcements, as this is technically 2 armies. Chase down that Hag Mother, and you know what? We're not gonna get a better use of this. Just do this. This is an unbuffed Wind of Death as well, so it's not going to do anything crazy. I just want to make sure that we use it, and yeah, that barely did anything. Oh, it's alright. It's alright, Black Orcs. It's your time to shine. Group up, head down, and strike. How are we doing out here? Some of our pump wagons taking a little bit of damage, but the enemy Winged Lancers and such that moved in are very much in trouble. Let's send in our heroes, then we'll have to... Ooh, we have to deal with that Elemental Bear, and I think we'll have to send a user, Azag, to deal with that. Once the Black Orcs have come down. Black Orcs, please. Yeah, you still coming down? Alright. And, alright, we don't have headbutt. I keep thinking, oh, this is the perfect time for an headbutt while the enemy is engaged with so many units, and then every time, inevitably, it is not. Alright, buff everybody up with that, get back here, and the Elemental Bear has arrived. Giants, all 3 of you, head out to that Elemental Bear. The Giants should be better at single entity killing than the Elemental Bear, which is is better generally at multiple entity killing. There we go, surrounded by giants, and ooh, wow, giant. I didn't even know you had a headbutt animation, very nice. And one of the giants has stopped attacking. Let's pop that Azag's big wall for that additional massive increase in attack. The rest of you, I need you to head up and deal with that ice guard. They are quite annoying. Probably should have put the giants in a single group, and you know what, heroes, other than you, go for this. Alright, some of our trolls are stuck, but whatever. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Destroy the rest of these enemy units. Let's watch those giants whack away at that bear for a few more seconds, though I'd like them to surround. I really wish that the game had a programmed element into it that would make units that are attacking a single entity all at once actually try to surround attack the unit from multiple directions. There's a really bad tendency for units to sort of get in each other's way to the point that they like almost try to attack an enemy one at a time. And I know I say this a lot, but it is one of the major complaints about the way that the units function non-intelligently. It's stuff that takes me out of the immersion. Alright, but, well, you know who's gonna be taken out of life is the elemental bear, although I guess technically it was never alive, was it? Being an elemental construct and all, and away you go, big fella, not so big no more. Alright, how's the rest of you guys doing? Head to that barricade, and oh, one of our pump wagons, pretty badly damaged. You guys all head up here. Giants, head up here as well. Reinforcements, you know what, we'll send in the trolls, but I think we can limit the amount of units we can get in here, because they're all gonna be blocking and getting each other's away anyway. Black Orcs, up to here. Azag, do you want to drop a spell on anybody? Frankly, we need a bigger spell. We're gonna need a foot of Gorka on this. Alright, Azag, you could have actually flown over this, but frankly, we need help breaking down the barricades, so let's have all the Black Orcs and do it together. Alright, and you guys, you know what? Archers, right here. Cut up the ramps. Towers. That way, you can fire down on the enemy. Probably not going to need to do that a crazy amount, but nonetheless. And with the Hagmother dead, we're also not under threat by the enemy spell work anymore, really. Frankly, I think that the enemy will probably rout sooner rather than later, so we're still looking pretty good. A foot of Gork overcast into... They're probably going to move, aren't they? Let's try it. We can counter cast ourselves, or stop the casting. Should still be good. There we go. At least badly damage a couple of those units. In fact, delete the crossbows and heavily damage the pikes. Just a little bit more and I think the battle will be ours. Giants have stopped moving, but, well, I guess there isn't much for them to fight. Go after those armored Cossars, which are shockingly fragile. Definitely one of those units I feel like their stats makes it seem like they should be stronger than they are. But I guess considering that they're not insanely expensive, they're still expensive, but I guess they'd be OP. And because that was a pretty fun roster, with lots of stuff available to it. And all those hybrid units kind of put the Empire to shame in some ways, even though their artillery is vastly inferior, though I personally don't mind the little Groms. Their single target attacks do quite well. These guys hide, they were hiding before, but they're not hiding now. Alright, the rest of you kill this. And I think the battle should be pretty much ours. Let's pop a Spirit Leech on... Okay, well, let's go to those Streltsy. It doesn't matter, I see the leadership dropping, which means another couple of hits. And the enemy will rout, and they're gonna pop in to buy our blood, so we got 30 seconds until they shatter. There we go. Alright, and actually very minimal losses, all things considered. I thought we would take quite a bit more damage, to be perfectly honest. But a reasonably good thing that we didn't. Alright, Azag, now you're going to actually have to transfer away pretty much everything you have in your army, by virtue of the fact that well, maybe we'll keep the pump wagons. Get a little bit more armor piercing for the biggins. Wait, we're gonna sack this place. It's 110,000. It's too much to pass up. We'll sack it. And that'll give it to us at hopefully tier 4 and not tier 3, depending on whether the thing works. And we'll see in a second. Then... Alright, how do we do this? First of all, you have the stuff that's mostly going to be in Azag's armor. We'll probably do maybe 2 stone trolls and 2 pump wagons. Not sure I care about the doom divers, as in they don't necessarily have to be in there. And if we could get some undead units, that would be much, much better. What I wanted to see is, how's the armor piercing on you? 2335. Yeah, you could still use some armor sundering, so pump wagons in the middle of the line of biggins would still be quite useful. Oh, or would they? Wait a second, I just realized something. Azag gives Vanguard deployment to all biggins, does he not? Where is he? Alright, Earth-Shaking Orders, melee defense, missile damage, passive, attribute, Vanguard deployment for all Orc and Biggin infantry, and that includes missile infantry. Meaning, no pump wagons, meaning Biggins, Boar Boys, and let's put a few Savage Orc Air Boys in there, make his balanced, give his army some balance. We'll have to build them somewhere, though. Can we build them anywhere close by that is in a city? I guess we can build them here. Alright, fine. Let's get a quick recruiter going. Shiny lava, sure. And then let's do, I don't know, 4 Savage Orc big... Oh, they'll have to be globally recruited, won't they? That's gonna take some time. And somebody's already using global recruitment, and just out of curiosity... It was, oh, Skarsneks. Yeah, we're gonna need that or Belagar will destroy these territories that we just occupied. Alrighty, well then, you, sir, have no real use. We'll replace it with somebody else as soon as we have access to that global recruitment, which won't be this turn. Alright, then... What we will want to do here is this. You... Or you, it doesn't really... Who's going to get what is the real question. I mean, we probably won't need the rock lobbers here, and we can transfer some of the Gobbo units to a Gobbo army. Okay, you know what? Just occupy the place. Alright, and we take it at tier 5. Oh, fantastic. Great Orthodoxy destroyed as well, and we get the Erengrad port at tier 5, and not only that, but we can also build the Chaos Troll layer here as well. I think we'll forego the Fightin' Pit, because this is actually going to be a money-making territory. We don't need another Squig farm. I guess we could keep the Shaman place, but... I don't know. I'll think about it. What we definitely want, though, is the boss's tent. What we definitely want, though, is the Raiden stashes. And... yeah, we won't have a lot of room left. We'll definitely want the Gobbo Metropolis. And wait, just to double check. Gobbo Metropolis and the pile of shiny stuff. So that's 2 spaces. It will mean we won't have enough room for walls unless we delete the Shaman's Hovel. Do we need walls here? You know, I think it's reasonably far from anything that should threaten it, so that we don't actually need to build walls. At least I hope. Once the Empire is destroyed, then it's not going to be a concern. And frankly, the campaign will probably end by the time that any of that becomes a concern. Anyway, there's some units to swap around and some other stuff to do, but we're out of time, and I'm going to call it here. And next time, we'll continue trying to deal with Azag's conquered territories, and try not to lose them. The last Athaloran fight of the campaign should be next time as well, as we take the Glade of Eternal Midnight, completing in the destruction of Athaloran, and then Grimgor will hunt and seek Vlad and start moving towards Castle Drakenhof, which will be the final battle of the campaign, though I'd like to get a few more fights in various places on the map and hopefully Confederate WAAAGH. Stay tuned to see whether that is all possible. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, as they will determine how often this campaign is posted. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.